What's going on YouTube? I thought I'd make a quick video today about my LB7. I want to make a quick review of the WC Fab 4-inch intake, and I was going to highlight the key differences between the factory intake and the RPI Diesel intake. So let's get right into it. Alright you guys, so got the truck out here right now, and here's the intake. It's the 4-inch WC Fab with the AFE dry filter along with the RPI Diesel intake horn, and this is the wrinkle red color, which is now a $70 upcharge due to lack of sales with this color. But first, starting off, I will review the differences between this intake and the factory. So with the factory, you're gonna get, you got this huge box right here, and here's the tube. So I actually have the resonator delete right here, so it's not exactly factory, but it's overall it's actually not that bad of an intake. It's pretty big in diameter. I'm not sure exactly how big it is, but the reason why there's not much sound from this intake is mainly the resonator, but also because it's plastic. Whenever you have these metal intakes, the turbo noise is much louder, so that is the biggest difference there. Another thing is the angle. So with the factory, you see all these curves and stuff. WC Fab is practically completely straight, so it's a very nice touch right there, and the fitment is absolutely perfect, no issues at all. It's very firm, it's not wiggly at all with this mounting port right here, which is a very nice touch by them. The boots have held up very good. This truck, this intake has only been on here about 9 months, but I definitely like the quality of those boots right there. No issues at all. Whenever I was putting it on, they seemed to be very good quality. So I actually switched this intake out for the RPI Diesel. I had the 5-inch intake, and that's why I have the RPI turbo horn, which it doesn't even match, but you can't really see it, so it's not that big of a deal. But the RPI, now I paid $478 with I had the same filter, the AFE dry, and the turbo horn. So I honestly expected a whole lot more for what I was paying. The quality of the metal was like very thin, and it was very loose in here. Like it had no mounting tab like the WC Fab kit does, and it was just very loose, and the powder coating was very cheap. It didn't even look like powder coat. Like if you look at this right here, I'm sure it looks fine on camera, but having the whole intake that color, it looked cheap, and it was nowhere near as nice as this kit right here. So the fitment of the WC Fab compared to the RPI Diesel is no comparison. Very good. So thought I'd mention that I did go down to this 4-inch intake from the 5-inch, because based off what I was reading, the 5-inch actually makes your truck a little bit more laggy, which I didn't want at all. I wanted the spool to be as quick as possible for having a 66 charger. I know I could have went with a 64 and it would have spooled up a little bit quicker, but I kind of wanted that perfect medium between the 64 and 68. So that's why I chose the 4-inch. And also, I'm not even sure if WC Fab offers a 5-inch intake, but even if they did, I still believe I would have went with a 4-inch, because it's, based on what I read, 4 inches is the way to go. And I have no complaints at all. The WC Fab actually sounds a little bit better than the RPI Diesel. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's because the metal's a little bit thicker or whatever, but this is definitely the route I would suggest to you guys. Anyone looking for an intake for their LB7, it is a drastic upgrade from that. Not only does it look better, but it flows and sounds much better, and you can actually expect a little bit better fuel efficiency. Nothing crazy, but anything's good. But and I would definitely do the turbo horn. That is going to get you the most sound. And when it comes to this, you can honestly get away with just buying the cheapest turbo horn because they're practically all the same. Now, I wouldn't go to eBay and buy some Chinese one because the actual mounting holes down here kind of hard to see. But if you're buying something cheap, then that may not line up. But like the RPI Diesel is totally fine for that. Like I do recommend a RPI turbo horn or really any other cheaper brand. I wouldn't go out and overspend for an HSP turbo horn because they're all really the same, all the same size. But that's absolutely a must-have on an LB7 because these turbos are so quiet from the factory. And whenever I put that on, when I have the stock turbo, it was night and day difference. But now I don't really have to worry about the stock charger with that big old charger back here. And maybe I'll throw in a couple of clips. But yeah, I definitely recommend this whole kit, you guys. Alright y'all, so that's pretty much going to be a wrap for today's video. Overall, I can say I'd highly recommend getting this WC Fab Intake. It's a great add-on to your engine bay. It looks great, it sounds great, and you're going to make the truck breathe a whole lot better with this kit. So I definitely appreciate you guys watching, and if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment down below, and please consider liking and subscribing to this video, and I'll post some more. But thanks you guys.